Welcome to the Patriots lab, where we ain't even trying to make them liberals mad. Cause freedom of speech is what us individuals have. It's the gift when we gab, talking about things that the brainwash cannot mentally grasp, like staying loud and waving our American flags. This is for the free thinkers, wearing their MAGA and wearing the cags. Draining the swamp is the ultimate goal, but the sheeple will swear it's a fad, like it's just a phrase. But when we show them the facts, the fools got nothing to say. And deep government state wanna get up in our face, but hasn't done it yet cause Trump's in the way, trying to protect us from a troublesome fate. And because of that, we'll never lose our faith, plus God keeping us cool and safe. But I still hope we get 4 more years so we could throw a huge parade. I can see it now, Patriots on a float, and POTUS will go down in history as one of the GOATs. For making the swamp pay for taking every one of his votes. His enemies are the cancer, whether or not Trump give him the smoke. Now relax, sit back and take notes, as we kick facts with the homie Ray though. Speak your mind in the Patriots lab. It's freedom time in the Patriots lab, where we ain't even trying to, we make them liberals mad. I said speak your mind in the Patriots lab. It's freedom time in the Patriots lab, where we not even trying to, we make them liberals mad. I said, speak your mind in the Patriots lab. It's freedom time in the Patriots lab, where we not even trying to, we make them liberals mad. Speak your mind. It's freedom time. Without even trying to, we make them liberals mad.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Good morning, people, patriots, whoever you consider yourself to be. Welcome to another long-awaited edition of Morning Coffee. It's Friday. It's raining outside. What's the weather like in your neck of the woods? Before we go any further, be sure to like, share, subscribe, ring that bell so you can get them instant notifications. I do know we will have some new Patriots, hopefully, joining us momentarily on the broadcast, should I say. I'm on my first cup of coffee. I urge you to get your cup of coffee because you already know how we get down. We're going to go, and I hope you come along for the ride. I will have momentarily joining me Randy, the genealogist Rose, hopefully, and we will go from there. Good morning, Mary Cock. Let me see, make sure I am up and running on all apparatuses, which I believe I do. As a lot of you know, I just came back from my trip in Texas, which was a great one indeed. I'm got a lot of great stuff coming up. I'll be covering. There's Randy right there. I'll be covering a lot of great things, and that'll be coming up next week. But lo and behold, come back to some good news and some good friends. Good morning, Randy. What are you doing over there, buddy?
I'm crashing my camera. I figured the cats can do it. Why can't I? There we go. How you been?
I'm great. I can't complain. Trying to get back on track, loosen up the old bones, from sleeping in the car, roughing it for about 4 or 5 days. Good morning, Valerie Lewis. But other than that, it's the same old, same old. Good morning, everybody tuning in. Like I said, I got Randy the genealogist Rose, and if you're not aware of what takes place in the lab, morning coffee, you're about to witness it. So like, share, subscribe, ring that bell, and get them instant notifications. You never know who's gonna pop up. Keep your comments polite, and we're gonna put up the question of the day, and we're gonna go and have a good time. What's the question of the day? The question of the day would be, as your comments roll in, was America built on a lie? You already know. Start the conversation. So what's going on, Randy? How's everything been going, man?
Oh, it's going. It'd be nice to this damn weather. We finally settled into decide it's going to be cold, warm, wet, dry. Because I'll tell you what, dude, when you have arthritis, it does a number on your body. Let me tell you. I'm in pain today.
But is it called old age, or because I get some nook and crannies every day.
I can't. I have a neighbor across the street from me, right? He's probably 5, 8 years older than I am. This dude is out there hiking, camping, traveling, working in the yard, and absolutely loving life and pain-free. And here I am. And I don't know. A lot of times they say that you inherit your parents' body aches and stuff. And my family, they've come a long way from having a heart attacks, open heart surgery, pacemakers, knee replacements, back surgery, arthritis. I mean, everything that they're experiencing, I got. I was like, and I know a lot of that is DNA. I do. And the more I do genealogy, the more I believe is also mixed in there as well. Because I see a lot of things in the ancestors that I'm experiencing and seeing myself. I have a cat. If anyone has any ideas, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she is just this freaking love bug. And she won't leave me alone. And it's only me. So I'm trying to work at my desk here, and she's here rubbing up against me and doing this and doing that, getting her dander or whatever we call it all over me. And I hate to keep shoving her away, but I got to get work done.
I know. Well, lo and behold, the truth has finally come to light. Well, we've always known it to be so. But before we go any further, I'll go ahead and play our first clip of the morning. And for those who don't know what we do here, we go ahead and we do reaction videos. We give you a little bit of everything. But we're going to go ahead and I like Mr. Turley. See, I like listening to people that got some type of sense. So Mr. Turley, he's one of the top ones on my list. We're going to go ahead and let him explain everything, and then we'll come back and piggyback off of Mr. Turley.
Turley, constitutional law attorney, GW law professor, and Fox News contributor, all those things. Professor, I want your overall take on the documents and the fact that there's no criminal charges, but it was somewhat embarrassing. And again, the special counsel, which the White House counsel is saying is inappropriate to make the comments about the president's memory, his capacity. Your thoughts?
Well, of course, the problem with being a sympathetic potential criminal defendant is not the stuff that makes you a particularly compelling potential president for the next term. The report makes him sound like Vincent the Chin Gigante. He used to show up in pajamas and insist that he couldn't remember anything. And so that's not exactly what you want when you're running for a second term for president. What is striking is how the report comes back repeatedly to the fact that the president could not remember critical facts. But the report itself said that these documents were willfully retained. And, the pictures of these boxes should obviously be alarming. It's you can hardly argue that, China.
Okay. So before we go any further, here we have a man in office that's supposed to be the leader of the free world. He can't remember.
Chinese intelligence are just naturally afraid of open boxes. I mean, this is an incredible breach of any measure of security. And so it's going to raise obvious comparisons to Trump. There are distinguishing factors. I mean, Trump did have a subpoena. The government is arguing that he intentionally obstructed that process. But this is all combining in a way that I think is troubling for a lot of people. They see all of these different efforts to prosecute Trump, the effort to remove him from the ballot. And now, conversely, you have the DOJ saying, we just think he'll be too sympathetic, even if we brought charges. So we're not going to charge President Biden.
Okay. So, Randy, I'm going to make my comment and then I'm going to turn it over to you. The actual and factual of the whole thing wrapped up in a nutshell is they know the man is guilty. He willfully and knowingly took classified information, which we'll get to that in another portion. He willfully and knowingly took classified information. And we know he broke the law, but really he's too old for us to do anything right now. We don't want to see the old man die. We're going to show mercy and compassion on, because Lord knows we don't want him to go and show up in no pajamas. That's the next move. So we might as well go ahead. We don't want him in pajamas. God, no. God. His family is about to just bow out gracefully. I believe it. It's going to happen next couple of days. What say you, Mr. Randy?
Yeah, I always love it when I have to disagree with you, because it always starts a really, starts a really good conversation when I disagree with you. So let's start with why I disagree with you. They need him in office until the very last possible moment before they assassinate Trump. And and I believe in hearing other folks on broadcast talk. That's how they feel is going to go. Is going to be an assassination of Trump. But I mean, just the other day, they caught him. He didn't caught him. He was at this place talking to people, and he had this conversation where he said that he was traveling with this person somewhere. The leader of Germany at the time, and the guy had been dead for like 7 years. So here Biden is having a paranormal experience talking to a world leader who's been dead for multiple years. He is a joke, but he is the Democrats' joke. They need him to stay in there for as long as possible. And I think until he actually makes a clothing FUBU or a very dramatic topic of conversation mistake or threatens to attack someone with nuclear weapons, they're going to keep him in there until because what they have, they got Kamala, and they don't want Kamala. Okay. So they have to figure a way to get them both out at the same time. No.
You don't think it's gone to the point of no return? I mean,
it's gone to the point of no return.
Well,
they don't want to admit to it to initiate that. Here's your termination paperwork.
You really believe with the report now being released that confirms he doesn't know what day it is, that the American people see, I knew it was just going to be a matter of time because they were looking for a reason to be able to get rid of him, and the only way they can do it and justify it is to expose him. See, you got to understand, when people are in power, they're in power. So they're letting all of this come out, and they're letting all the news reporters ask the tough questions. You got to remember, it was only Peter Doocy before. Now it's everybody. So they're throwing him under the bus, whether it's Kamala or not, because they just need a figurehead. And now I think they're like, okay, we're done with Joe. He's been exposed. And
until I hear the press secretary say in the conference when Peter Doocy brings it up again, and she closes her binder and she looks at the audience. And for once in her whole damn life of being press secretary, she tells the truth, admits to his health issues, and that he will be making his announcement step down at the end of the day. It's not going to happen.
She's not going to do that. She's not going to do it. We're going to wake up one day and he's just going to still be in bed. That's all. We're going to wake up one day.
Now you say he's just still in bed because he hasn't woken up yet to get out of bed to get his jammies on, or he's just not getting out of bed because he's not waking up forever.
No, he's going to be in his pajamas and shit chilling. And we're going to be like, yo, who is this? Oh, we're just going to, like everything else this administration has done, we, the American people, are just going to have to evolve into the new figurehead that's there. They believe. And we're gonna have to accept the fact that Joe's not the one coming out speaking no more. They're gonna be slick about it because
Let me ask you this, and I'll be the first to admit I don't know a lot about how the politics works. Okay, let's just say, okay, medically speaking, Biden is found to be unfit. Okay, he's talking to dead people. And then he's telling the people the story about the dead people, okay? So we know he's got some issues. So is it possible in the world of politics to remove him from office, but instead of Kamala stepping up, to totally find someone to step in place?
No.
So it has to be her.
What we have to remember is, and this is what we have to remember, Kamala Harris might not be the brightest bulb in the box, but she's no Joe Biden. No. So the only thing they need is a mobile body. That's all they need is a mobile body that can continue to operate as they see fit. That's all they need. And Joe has shown that he cannot be repaired. He's a broken down vehicle that can no longer be. He's had too many dings and dents in the brain to make him.
So Raymond, so let's say she steps into place. Okay.
Yeah.
Who fills vice president position?
Nancy Pelosi. See, so but this is the thing.
I thought it was president, vice president, Speaker of the House.
Who's the speaker? Who's the speaker right now?
The Republican.
Oh yeah, okay. There you go. I apologize. Yeah, we did switch over. You're right. So yeah.
Oh my God! Please don't tell me she's back in power.
But listen. But this is how you gotta. This is what you gotta do though. The Republic, and I don't even like putting labels. But since this is what it is, the Republicans, do you notice how everything is just lining up properly? I asked my wife a question. I said, how come Joe Biden or all of this couldn't be strong in full force while election season was going on? How come it just so happens that all of this stuff with them is crumbling apart at the exact same time that the American people get to vote again or something? You know, Joe Biden, how come his old age and his senile stuff and all this stuff, how come it couldn't happen a couple of years from now?
Okay, well, it's the same. At the same talk, you could ask the question, where the hell has this lady been hiding for 30 plus years to come out now, 8 months from an election, to charge Trump with sexual abuse and to wind up winning $83.3 million if she ever gets it?
But we have to.
It's always an election year.
No. We have to understand. See, we have to understand something. I understand how you're looking at it, but first off, we have to, one, she got a war. She won it, but she didn't receive it yet. She doesn't receive
Right.
it until after the Court of Appeals. So all of this facade is meant to happen to expose them for what they are. See, all of these lies are part of a bigger picture. That's all it is. It's part of a bigger picture. It's to show it's to show in which lengths they are willing to go to destroy somebody. They're bringing out all different type of lie narratives. And the thing with the lady coming back after 30 years, that's just a lie narrative like the Russia collusion, which will never come to fruition at the end of the day. So that's once again something that just had to happen at this point in time to expose them. Another reason why I say how the stars could align up at such a perfect time. You know, I was listening to a couple of the Supreme Court justices talk of the oral arguments yesterday. That's going down 9-0. It's just awesome how everything taking place. Good morning, Rick Anderson, Bob Koch, Mary Hawk. But it is what it is, Randy. You know, it is what we knew it from the beginning. We knew it from the beginning. But you know, so you got, if they get, and that's what makes them so scared, because they know if they get rid of him, Kamala goes, and then Johnson goes second as VP. That's just us being one step closer. So they have
that, and that's why I'm saying they're going to play out Biden to the very possible end, because they don't want a vice president as Republican.
This is the possible end. You have a man that allegedly is supposed to be in charge of the nuclear code. Allegedly now.
Yeah, allegedly.
And now it's come to light that he can't remember a damn thing. Suppose we're in trouble. And he can't remember the code to the nuclear launch. This man up here, that's the time he remember his son's what's the name? Death. He gonna punch in that date when we need him to be punching in the real numbers to go ahead and launch everything. We can't have somebody at the helm. See, finally, common sense has come to the forefront of everything. I don't care who you are. Every red-blooded American don't want grandma that can't drive already, but damn it, she forgot her glasses at home and she blind in one eye, and she talking about let's go on a road trip. No, you are not riding with her as much as you love her. You're like, Granny, no, we will fight today. Today we will fight, Granny, or I will be left on the side of the road. So the Americans have a choice to make. See, that's how bad it is right now. That's how bad, because forget what your policies are, forget what you thought. Papa is in charge. We now know Papa is running the show. And nobody, if Papa isn't old enough to stand trial for his crimes, what make you think Papa is old enough to run the country? Y'all like, share, subscribe, ring that bell so y'all can get them instant notifications. They feel sorry for Mr. Biden. And you know what? I've been telling people a long time, because I've been feeling sorry for him a long time. But now it just took the report to come out for everybody to finally realize this man don't know what day it is.
Now, what it took was have enough news media outlets actually on the same page talking about his medical inadequacies. I mean, my wife's mother went through Alzheimer's and dementia, and within 5 years, She went from being very vocal, very conscious of her surroundings, to being, a vegetable. And he's had it now, what, going on 4 years? If it started at the day of the election, maybe he had it started before that. So maybe he isn't in the ends of the disease. It's sad, when he comes out onto a national stage and he's talking to the folks, about a dead German chancellor who was with him as he was traveling just recently abroad, and to actually mean it, not in a joking kind of way. Some people would joke about, yeah, I was just talking to Joseph the other day. Yeah, we had a really good conversation. And, and they work it into a joke or something because they know that Joseph is dead, right?
Right.
But, yeah, they're going to hang on. This is my prediction for you, Raymond. They're going to hang on to him to the very bitter end. They're going to make excuses for him. You're going to be seeing less of him on the public view. I think you're going to start seeing Kamala more so in the public eye, because they got this, because she's going to be the natural ascension of power. They got to start bringing her in to show the world that she's able to have a conversation and and not laugh about it and make a joke out of it. So that's what they got going for them as far as their job. Their job now is to keep him quiet, keep him out of the picture, bring her in, make her a stronger person for the position, and hope to God they win the election, or someone takes out Trump.
Well, see, this is the thing. This is the thing. They have, I don't know how many corners a person can back. How many corners are there? Depending on what shape it is, I guess. But man, I don't know how many corners they could have backed themselves into. What? Because it all comes down to perception and how people view things. Now, here we have Joe Biden that has just admitted to having unclassified documents, the places he had them in the garage and all of that shit. So at the end of the day, what do you think is going to happen to Donald Trump? I mean, we tend to forget Donald Trump was in a less security hazard situation. His things were, see, I don't let all of the chirps get me when I know that the backdrop and at the end of the day, there's nothing to worry about. And the Don felt the same way. These people have let their hate for him totally expose who they really are and what their true intentions are and were for this country. He's going to walk off scot-free because at the end of the day, we're talking about all of this stuff. The report comes out and everything, but there's only one person, and it was Donald Trump that was the president of the United States that had the authority to obtain these classified documents. Now, for people that don't know the law and don't know what goes on, then I'm trying to let you know. Joe Biden had no authority whatsoever to even have the documents. So, like I was telling my wife, everything after that is a moot point. It's like my grandmother. It's like if she said, Ray, don't take the car out the driveway. Do not drive my car. Don't take it out the driveway. And I wake up one day and I decide to take the car out the driveway and I go somewhere and it breaks down and then she's got to find out because it get towed and everything. And do you think, yeah, she's going to be mad where I went and all of this stuff. But what's the initial thing she's really going to harp on me for?
You didn't follow our instructions.
I wasn't supposed to take the car to the driveway. Joe Biden was not ever supposed to have the documents in the first place. I don't care how he stored them, where he stored them, who he told them about. He wasn't supposed to have them, just like Hillary Clinton was never president, and she was never authorized to have them. But somehow, the most important factor in everything gets overlooked because they keep us focusing on the little mischiefs within the bigger picture. They wasn't supposed to have them. And let's not talk about how they were secured. No, let's not talk about how Donald at Mar-a-Lago had his under Secret Service watch and under 2 padlocks, and Joe Biden had his in Chinatown and had his in the garage where, and but we know. Some don't understand, some do. It's a shame what's taking place here in America. Let's not talk about it being a 2-tier justice system. Let's just stay focused on the evilness that exists in this country and around the world. Because it's not just here. No, it's not. But make sure you like, share, subscribe, ring that bell so you can get them instant notifications. The Patriots Lab will be on regularly broadcast Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So tune in tonight for a great, I haven't even touched the material, but tune in tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for a great episode of Friday Night Liberal Smackdown. One you won't want to miss. Oh, Randy, where are we going in this country when we can tell the president of these United States, sir, the gig is up. We know you're guilty. We know you willfully took classified information and did what you did, but you know what? We don't want to give you a heart attack. We understand you're up there in your old age.
Okay,
and we just don't want to do it to you.
But Raymond, you can't let Joe Biden slide with this because they're accusing President Donald Trump of doing the exact same stuff, and they're actually in the position where they can do the subpoenas, do the court dates, go through the trials and so forth, and rule against them because they have crooked lawyers and DAs and judges. But right at this point, we can't do that to Biden, who is just as guilty, but legitimately guilty because he's actually breaking the laws. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not give him if you let him go fancy foot and free here because he's not. He's guilty of actual crimes.
And see, I don't give you everything. Oh no. Just when you thought. Joe Biden. See, Joe Biden is not going to get off. Not of this one. Because what has happened, and once again, this is how the stars align themselves. At least this is how I see it in this situation. We had to have a special report come out confirming the crimes of Joe Biden. Joe Biden admitting the crimes because, see, Joe Biden believes truly in his old age that he's scot-free. He had it. He came out saying, case closed. I'm not charged, this and that. But what happens when Orange Man Bad comes back? And he has the confession. And he has all of the information that he needs. See, it's still growing. Because he's coming back. And not only is Joe going to pay, I don't know which way Joe's going to pay, But Hunter Biden will pay for the crimes of his father in the whole totality of it all. Because, see, once they lose the umbrella of power, you think the tumbling and the crumbling of their anarchy is the end. No, it is then time for accountability. See, accountability must succeed the act to enable and to show and make sure that no one of a sane mind would ever attempt and try to do this ever again. You must be held accountable. Yeah, you get away for a minute, but you won't get away for a lifetime. No, sir.
Yeah, you must have woke up on the right side of bed today, because I am in total disagreement with you.
But you know what, Randy?
You're making it sound like, like they don't get.
I haven't been wrong in 7 years, so why would I stop now?
I think your time is up, because you're saying that I believe that Joe and his son Hunter are going to get away with their crimes. I don't think at the end of the season, at the end of this year, that they're going to be in a position where the law is going to finally come down on either one of them. Because if it does, it's going to fall down on a whole big.
You're staying stuck in the moment. What I just said, they might get away for a minute, but they're not going to get away with it for a lifetime. Of course, they're going to walk around with their heads high and like a free bird, as long as this structure of authority is in place. But like I said before, what happens when Trump comes back? So you're telling me when Trump becomes president, which he's going to become president without a shadow of a doubt, he's going to become president. Yeah. Oh yeah. Who's going to be president?
It's going to be a Democrat.
No. See, there we go. We have.
So we disagree. That what makes this show great. I'm sorry. I don't see President Trump.
The American people ever getting their country back? You don't see us ever getting our country back?
No.
Oh, no. Man. Okay. All right. Well, I guess time will tell. I guess time will tell. I mean, I was just on the ground with Patriots from 9 to 90, and oh man, no, 9 to 90, and America has had enough. See,
I agree. America's had enough. I totally agree with that. But we're not going to get Trump back.
Huh?
We're not going to get Trump back.
Okay.
I hate to say it, but from every crime that the people on the left have committed,
yes,
and continue to commit, yes, and get away with,
yes, Trump
is not going to come back in the office, because they're going to find some way to keep him from coming in.
Okay. Well, I totally have a different opinion, because I'm of the belief where when you start something, I'll give you credit. You do what you do. The Democrats have been doing what they do, but at the end of the day, the Democratic Party and the powers to be are not bigger than America. America, at the end of the day, serves its justice. We have hard times. Yeah, we go through stuff. But when we get back on course, because America is already, at least to me, I've always been a critic of the American people, a harsh critic of the American people, because I've always believed deep down inside, whichever way the American people goes, so goes this great nation. And I've seen and I've heard enough Americans that wasn't always once on board with the mission. So you know what? We can get back to our own issues after the fact. So I was just looking for America to say, okay, we're America. We don't belong. Okay. We'll ride it out until it's said and done, all said and done. But like I've been saying for the past 8 years, America will never cease to be in America through all the trials and tribulations, through all the ups and downs, because that's what makes us America. We're built for it. We're built for it, or God wouldn't put it on us. God uses America as a shining light throughout the nation. So once we come over this and the light shines on other nations and we are able to be an example, people will say, I just hope God blesses me and lets me see a piece of comeback. Because they say the comeback is always better than the setback. And that's what we're in right now. We're in a setback.
I mean, I've always, felt that the United States was the beacon, that people went towards for a better way of life, better lifestyle, a better future. I mean, that's what made this country, what it is. Unfortunately, to every great nation comes this downfall. Look at Rome as a great example of a downfall of a great nation. I mean, at one point in time, it ruled the world, and it just overstepped itself, and the ruler that's in charge got himself stabbed in the back by his closest friends and allies. Oh, does that sound familiar? President Trump, 4 years of greatness, bringing back our country, making it the beacon of the light, the place to go, wealthy. And he got stabbed in the back by the people he put in power beside him. So now he has to try and find a way back to, get in that position back to keep this country greatness growing. I'm sorry. I think the United States has finally seen its greatness come to an end, and it's going to crumble. I mean, look at England. England was a great nation. It was called the United Kingdom. Why? Because they had over 200 countries.
But what you're forgetting is Rome always. See, we can't compare apples and oranges. Rome always ruled over its people. Rome was an empire of itself. Rome always had control over its people. America is a free people. America is a free people. I'm not talking slavery or any of that stuff. And once you have always been a free people, you will die staying a free people at the end of the day. See, you're coinciding two different mindsets. The Roman people never knew what it was like to be free. Yeah, they called them free, but you go against the Roman Empire. You go against the authority that was always in control. See, these are people trying to take control. Big difference. That's why I love my show, because I'm able to hopefully dissect and pull apart here in the lab these type of situations. We can't coincide and compare them and make them like they're the same when they're totally different in its totality. We can't say we're like Rome, because we're nothing like Rome. We were never ruled. Rome was ruled. Rome was the ruler from the beginning. So they never knew real freedom. They were free until.
Well, my comparison to Rome was essentially the influence of power that Rome had and that the United States had. When we have slowly, gradually been losing the grip of our nation to the left, and to Trump surprisingly won. He wasn't supposed to win, but he did. Thank God. So we had 4 years of absolute prosperity. The world feared us once again. That you don't say anything bad about the United States, or we're in trouble. We don't go to war, because if we do, the United States is going to come to the rescue of that nation. So for the 4 years that Trump was in office, we had once again got hold of what was great about our nation until it was stolen from him. Okay. And now we have 4 years of total annihilation of what once was great. And I strongly feel that those who are in power now, I'm not talking about Biden, I'm not talking about Kamala, I'm not talking about the other time, I'm talking about the wealthy people, the money makers who are behind all the shenanigans. They want to stay in a position of wealth. I mean, right now, I would love to figure out what companies are making money building military weapons to supply to Ukraine and to supply to Israel, as well as to some of the other nations. Because right now they're making a shitload of money, and they want that to continue. They don't want that spigot of money to be turned off and they go back to the way things were.
Well, this is the thing, and this is what I've learned in life. Sometimes what we want and what we get is totally two different things.
Yeah, my mom always told me that.
Trump,
Randy, don't expect what you want to see underneath the Christmas tree this year. Oh,
that's
Mommy,
right,
no.
and you have to really live by those words, because Trump. Why do people think Trump was put in office? What happened when Trump put in office? Though not just the country, the world was exposed to something some already believed to be true, but the world was exposed to what is taking place. See, we have to understand, in order for it to get better, we must first know. We must first know. And with Trump becoming president, we now know. So now, America, we move to the next phase. See, we can't defend a great country without knowing what we're defending her from. Holla at me. Like, share, subscribe. Ring that bell so you can get them notifications. America would have never had the opportunity to stand up and defend her if we didn't know that she was in a crisis. We would have still been going with our daily routine, as some Americans are doing, but gradually realizing that this is bigger than I thought. I've stopped judging those who didn't see as quick as I did, and others, because we all see in our own time. That's why there have always been different avenues and different scenarios in which these people had to be exposed, because people understand things on different levels. But everybody at this point in time has gotten a taste. In one way, shape, or form, they have gotten a taste. And now to know that Papa's in control, Papa's got the wheel, that's just the cherry on top of whatever you had in front of you.
Who's Papa?
Joe Biden. Joe Biden is Papa. He's not Joe Biden no more. At a certain age, you give respect where respect is due. That's Papa. And when people go around calling you Papa, you know what that means? You retired.
You're old.
You retired. You got the grandkids and your great grandkids on your lap. And you eating ice cream and you walking around with people holding on to your arm and you prone to fall down. You prone to fall upstairs. I mean, that's Papa. Talking to dead people, that's Papa. That's Papa. Good morning, Mr. Egan. Mr. Egan is a very, very, very special guest to the show. Thank you for following us early this morning. I got with me this morning Randy, the genealogist Rose, and you know how we do. We're just up here talking a little smack. All right, Dean Wall. What has Dean Wall got? America was built on tobacco and slaves. Okay.
Do you want to touch that one?
Hey, I have no idea. I just put up there, was America built on a lie? Start the conversation. Everybody's entitled to their opinions. That one right there, I don't know too much about to be actual and factual with you. But one thing I do know for sure, the time is over for Joe Biden. They have finally come out, and I'm not going to say in no way, shape, or form. They flat out came out and said it. Joe, we know what you did was illegal. You know what you did by willfully retaining these documents was illegal. You know you was a security threat. But Joe, this is what we're gonna do for you. You old, Joe, and we love you. You've been a good soldier for us, Joe. So we're gonna let you ride off into the sunset for now. But damn it, you better ride your ass up over the hill, because guess what? Donald Trump's coming up on the horizon, and he got something for you. So you better run and run far and run far. Run far, Joe. That's all I got to say. And that's the actual and factual, because there ain't no way in hell Donald Trump is coming back and let sleeping dogs lie. Because he's not built like that. And how do I know? Because I'm not built like that. It's one thing you come after me. You come after my family, you're on a whole new level. Oh, if you ain't got one foot in the grave, I'm going to help you. KMS 770, good mornings in the building, Clayton. Okay. You should ask yourself, are you ever right about anything? Oh, okay. That's just the chat going off in there, doing what they do. Drop your comments. If you drop your comments, I'll go ahead and put them up there. Other than that, it's chat going away. Good morning, Cindy Anderby. I got Randy, the genealogist, Rose in the building this morning. We're just talking the Biden report. But before we go any further with the Biden report, this broadcast is brought to you by no one particular. Patricia, good morning day. May your cup filled with blessings today. That goes up on the board. Much love back to you. Randy, we're going to go ahead and play this next clip. And then we're going to go into it. It's so funny. I don't even want to tell you what it is. Because, we're going to get a kick out of this one. I'm telling you. Let me see here. If I can get my doogadoo to work.
Wow. I'm a little bit in shock. I just always thought of myself as Puerto Rican, half Puerto Rican. I didn't think I was, my family was originally from Spain and slaveholders.
Yeah. So how are you feeling, my friend?
I think it's actually pretty interesting that my husband and I have shared roots.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate that. And I think it's great for our children
Mm-hmm.
to know this information. I guess it's a fact of life that this is how some people made their living, on the backs of others.
Okay. Here we have. I always knew that. I was always trying to figure out why that show even exists. So here we have Sonny Hopkins. Sonny Hopkins. And from what I understand, it's not Ascension. Something like that. But she changed it for a good reason. Here we have one of the ladies of The View that is such a advocate for social justice and always quick to put down people's ancestors who, you know, had slaves and did this and did that. Before I go any further, did you see the look on her face? Did you see the look on her face? She got the look on her face like she just shitted on herself. For real, she had that look like she just shitted on herself. To find out that she is from a descendant of slave owners. So, Sonny, being that you're the type of person that likes to say you are where you come from, or you are what your lineage is, are you a racist? I just got a question for you. Because your ancestors were slave owners. That's all. Because as much stuff as you talk on your network, I always knew there was something funny about you, Sonny. Oh, funny Sonny. I knew there was something funny about Sonny. But she's all about the money. And now she's running. Because you know what, Sonny? They don't look at you the same. You might think they look at you the same. Oh, no. Some people in that audience, when they look at you now, they're like, yo, your people used to own slaves, girl. How you sitting up there talking about other peoples that used to own slaves? They used to be racist. Everybody talking about, oh, Donald Trump dad was a racist. That make him a racist. Well, Sonny, what does that make you? I'm just saying. What's up, Mr. Randy?
You know, I do genealogy for fun and for some money. I'm always amazed when people, when they're faced with the facts, are in shock. They're in denial of one thing or the other. But she says she can't believe that her ancestors made money off the backs of others. Could it not also be said that she's doing the exact same thing in her position in Hollywood by being on a show that is absolutely critical of everybody on the right who disagrees with their way of thinking and thought process? She's making money, making fun of people, degrading people, and to extend that, I bet you $100. She's probably very nasty towards the camera guy, the audio guy, just because she has this air of, I'm better than you are because I'm the host on the show, and you're just blah blah blah. Just when, like I said, when you saw her reaction,
Well, you know what got me when she said, well, I guess that was just the way of life back then. So she's trying to justify. See, that's why it's good when you have more than one person when you're doing something like this. We get to pick, and we get to find out, we get to pick different things. She's accepting of it if you listen to the comment. Well, I guess that's just the way things were done back then. Just trying to give just a case, because she's sitting there in front of millions of people, so she has to think, some type of rational. Well, I guess just that's how it was. Everyone did it. No, Sonny, your ancestors were slave owners. Everyone didn't do it. That's just not how things were. That's how things were for people that chose it to be that way. Good morning, Dan Fode. Good morning, John Daniels. We are in the Friday morning coffee chat.
And I guess the saddest thing too is that we're still living a lifestyle that depends on slaves to a certain degree. Slaves, not in the sense where they're open. Well, no, I can't say that, because look at the video that sometimes comes out of England, where you're seeing the Muslim population selling off their women and children in squares of small towns, where they're being they're in chains and they're hunched over, not knowing what the next moment's going to hold for them. We're still living that lifestyle. We haven't learned that it's not, that's not what we should be doing. We should be respectful of every life. And if you happen to be born to a poor family, just find a way to make you not a poor family anymore. If you're born into a family that has more kids that can financially sustain, let's keep them from selling off their children to someone who's going to use them for whatever purposes,
Well, and I would say they even have us enslaved, certain people enslaved in this country in a subtle way. The cost of living compared to what the wages are when people have to depend on working, to survive, and they're working for the saying, you're working for slave wages. And when you have a government that knowingly is going to underpay you, and just in some ways, for some people, you have to work. So in the way they're making you, what do they call that? Now, I'm not talking about the people that choose to go work in the diners for whatever wage and then, expect to live off their tips and stuff like that. That's something they choose to do. I'm talking about when you go out there and you're in a different line of work and you have to go and get a job at a certain wage and it's just not enough. Is that you know what I mean? You ever heard of the saying slave wages?
Yeah.
So I don't know. They have us in bondage in all different type of other ways, and they just they put a different dressing on it.
When I was in high school, I held 2 jobs, as a dishwasher in one and a short order cook in the other. But it's not that I needed the job. It was I needed the job because I was dating at the time, and you had the car and you had to put gas in the car, and you had to have money for the date, because I was at that age where you no longer want to ask your daddy or your mommy, can you take me to my girlfriend's house and pick me up and take me to the whatever, the movies, and you're sitting in the back seat and you're trying to make nitchy with your girlfriend, but your parents are sitting up front. But so I had to have a job, and I was making like $7.30 an hour, I think it was, as a dishwasher short order cook, and I busted my ass for that money, but I knew that it wasn't the job I was going to have when I was, married with 2 children and a mortgage over my head. It was what we call a starter job. Okay. But unfortunately, there are people right now who who, have these jobs working for a fast food restaurant, and they're bitching about the wages, okay? But they're looking at that job as being their job to support a family. And, you're talking 15, they want 15 or more dollars an hour working at McDonald's, okay, or Burger King or Kentucky Fried Chicken. And that's more than what our men and women are paid in the military to sacrifice their lives if necessary in combat.
Right.
Yeah, here they are. They're complaining about making $15 an hour to make hamburgers, and they want more. So you know what's happening? These restaurants and diners and shit are going automated. They're bringing in the computers and bringing in the robots to take the jobs of humans because they don't bitch about the income. Sometimes I think, as Americans, we tend to shoot off our mouths too much, not realizing at some point in time, what you're bitching about is going to eventually go away,
Right.
and you're going to be left with nothing, because the powers that be says, we can't, we can't afford to keep paying you guys $15, $20 an hour to flip burgers. We're going to get that, that salesman. What was his name? Yeah, get the guy back here with the robots, and all you have to do is charge him up once in a while, and they take the food out to get to him. Yeah, and that's what they'll do. Bye job, not bitch, but not have any money. We're a nation of once.
But hey, y'all like, share, subscribe. I apologize. Zarian, my son, I want to tell everybody hello. I want to I'm trying to find something real quick. But other than that, okay, I got what I was looking for. But we're gonna have a good show, and tonight that is. That's what happens. I get sidetracked. I pulled a Joe Biden. But for tonight's show, it's going to be awesome. We're going to talk about the special report. We're going to break it down. But next week, starting Monday in the Patriots lab, we are going to kick off the Texas convoy footage that I have. It's going to be wonderful. I'm going to show you a quick clip of what I'm talking about, and this is just the beginning of what y'all can look forward to.
YG, last name Nightstorm.
YG,
YG, last name Nightstorm.
Nightstorm.
Yes, sir.
I got the question for you of questions, because you out here. We far and few in between, as always.
Yes, sir.
What? But they waking up. They waking up. Snoop Dogg, for some reason, last cycle he was pointing a gun at Trump. Now he's trying to be politically correct and be on the right side. Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of these artists, they have to do whatever the industry tells them to do. But way back before Trump ran for president, every single artist was all over Trump. They all wanted to be Trump. They all argued Trump. They was at Mar-a-Lago. We all know what it is. But guess what? Happy to have y'all back. Waking up and standing for the people instead of for the record industry. Wake up, be your own.
Meek Mill. That's right. Independent thinker.
I'll take care with you. Doing your thing. Thank you.
So that's just a sneak peek of more to come. It was a great time. And got a lot of great interviews that I'll be putting together. But a lot of people are waking up. And that's what gives me the hope that America is taking their country back, because not the ones that always knew and believed and was always down for the fight, but the ones we were always fighting against that for whatever reason just wasn't ready. So I got a lot of hope videos, hope and prayer, hope and prayer, hope and prayer. Like, share, and subscribe. I got Randy the genealogist Rose in here with me for Friday morning coffee, and we were just chopping it up. You know how we do here in the lab. We talk about major topics. We do video reactions and just have good old fun. If you also want to be a live guest in the lab, you already know what to do. DM your boy. I'll send you the link. I just ask that you remain respectful. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, X. What's good, Randy Rhodes?
Did you catch any of the Tucker Carlson interview with Putin?
A couple of people sent it to me. I haven't pulled up the link to even look at it. I've been mesmerized on how they did it, how they did it, how the Democrats have finally said, you know what, we'll put Joe Biden out there in front of the American people. We'll finally expose him. We just won't let them see, but we're going to release a report that confirms that Papa shouldn't be driving the car anymore. We're going to drive 380 plus Americans crazy and put this report out there and let them know Papa shouldn't be driving no more. And once we hear enough rahs and hoopahs, that'll give us justification without people saying, well, they did him wrong. No, that'll give us the umbrella that we need to say, yes, he served his purpose. We can now get rid of him. Puppet Master, send down the next puppet, please. Who will it be? Well, if things stay like they're supposed to, which they never are, who knows? They might come up with a new step in the presidential lineage while they're off, and knowing it's constitutionally wrong, they still, well, we're just going to do this. Because, see, when you have desperate people doing desperate things, never try to calculate their next move because it's all out of desperation. Y'all make sure you like, share, and yeah, I'm scared. Did y'all hear that? Like, scare. Like, share, and subscribe. Ring that bell so you can get them instant notifications. Oh, and also, I noticed no, not yet. But for my YouTube subscribers, please subscribe. If you want to keep the comments coming, please subscribe. Don't blame me. Blame the ones who don't know how to keep the comments decent. Before you was an unsubscriber, you were able to get down in the lab, drop your comments. It's getting to the point where it's getting a little out of hand. And I am reluctant on getting any mods, so I will just make it a subscription comment only. And this way people have a place to gather and don't got to worry about getting their feelings hurt.
I have a question for you, then I got to jump.
Where are you jumping from?
Jumping from you. Hey, so what is your take on UFOs, flying saucers?
So, my take on UFOs, flying saucers, to keep it actual and factual, I personally believe they exist, but I know nothing about them. That's lane for Michael, Anthony, 10 o'clock broadcast, the dark side, they bring it, and that's not my lane. It's not, it really ain't. But I believe there is something other than us.
Yeah,
on these atmospheres.
I remember when I was a child, I'm talking way back when, here in Lancaster County, my dad was driving, and I forget what the car was, but back in the day, those cars had a massive amount of glass, not a lot of metal frame, but I remember we're in the traffic, on a street. It was nighttime, and we're driving slow, and I happen to look up in the sky, and here's this damn flying saucer going over our heads. And I was like, holy shit, of course I didn't use those words back then, but I pointed out to my dad, and he's driving as we're looking at this flying saucer overhead. I just kind of chilling, real slow, flying over us. But TV, movies, and series aside, look at the stuff that they're finding in deserts and carved into old pyramids and all these different structures of all these aliens and spaceships. And now that the government is actually starting to admit, hey, we have one, we have to, we've been seeing them. Well, our pilots have been flying, circles around them. I just think it's amazing that, I hope that someday I'll be alive when they actually land and walk out to greet us for the first time. I think that would be a moment for me to die. My mom's side of the family, I'm not sure what the name of the religion was or their belief, but they were from Maryland. But they left her some paintings that they had of how they imagine the rapture is going to be. Okay. And their belief is that alien beings are going to come back to Earth and are going to take those who believe back with them in their flying saucers. And here my mom had these paintings of these flying saucers and showed people walking in into the ship and the ship flying away and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm about excited. I'm about as excited as seeing the outcome of an alien meeting for the first time, as opposed to President Trump getting reelected and being able to stay in office for 4 years. They're both two very strong events. Will either one of them happen? I don't know.
Well, people, patriots, whoever you consider yourself to be, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. It's great being off the road. It's great being able to be back in the studio. It's a pleasure to be able to have Randy Rose, the genealogist, with me. I will be back tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, hopefully with a great panel. But in the meantime, in between time, you already know the times are getting serious. My man, Angelo Torres, he is the DJ that put together the Patriots Lab intro, has hit us with another track. As we go out, I'm going to play this, and I will see you tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Until then, listen to Angelo Torres, and I'll see.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Vicky, Jose, and Randy. You feel me? We gotta get something off our chest. Patriots Lab style. What up, Ray? Yeah. Traitors of treason. I hate it for a reason. The moms of everyone in the swamp never told them not to play with demons. Got snakes like Pence, helping to take away the freedom. I mean, look at the way that they cheated. Biden and Harris chose Satan over Jesus. Lying in unfairness, I'm just saying, you know the leeches. Only a lame will believe they'll fulfill all their needs, like what Kamala did to Willie when she got on her knees. And the libs do not know about this till they talking to me. And all I can say is, I give them facts. And when the traitors want to hit us, we gonna hit them back. I get to hit the snakes every time they slither past. They in the grass. And if we don't do anything now, we'll remain slaves in a mask for the next couple of decades and a half. And we gotta thank traitors like Kathy Griff, looking like a drag queen Andy Dick, turning her back on Trump, but she probably never had his back like that Nancy chick. Talk about that traitors and treason. Talk about that traitors and treason. They about to run away from a beating. Because 'tis may be the season to get colder than a winter's day freezing. Every rapper used to be cool with Trump, but if you told a liberal, they wouldn't believe it. Yup. Talking about traitors and treason. Talk about traitors and treason. They about to run away from a beating. Cause 'tis maybe the season to get colder than a winter's day freezing. A lot of rappers used to be cool with Trump, but if you told a liberal, they wouldn't believe it. Yeah. Colder than a winter's day freezing with that truth. Feel me? That cold truth. It's your boy, Angelo Freedom. On the Patriots Lab. Yeah.
So, I want to thank Angelo for another great track. And yes, Traitors and Treason, this is your season. And it just so happens how the stars align. And we shall see. So says the Patriots Lab. Any last words, Mr. Randy?
You know, everyone on the different broadcasts has their catch-all phrase that they use to sign off with. I haven't created mine yet, but stay tuned because I anticipate having my own broadcast tomorrow, live broadcast. I'm shooting for a time frame of 6 p.m. And it's being sponsored by a person who wants to remain anonymous. But the show is going to be pro-Southern, pro-Southern heritage. We're going to discuss all kinds of things within the time frame that we have. He wants it to either be a 30-minute or an hour-long broadcast. We'll see how long-winded I get. But we're going to talk about the statues being destroyed. We're going to talk about slavery. We're going to talk about the war. I'm going to bring up the different battles and just go from there. He more or less left it up to me. It's not political. He said he made it quite clear. No politics whatsoever are to be brought into the show. And yes, I said he. Damn it, I keep saying that, don't I? But this individual said no politics. Don't bash the presidents, either one. But talk about the South, about the people, and about the desire to raise again to become its own nation. So that's what we're going to see what happens. We'll see have some fun with it. Hopefully, I'm going to try and find some people to come on board and be a guest who can add to the topics. I have a couple of people in mind. Just haven't talked to them yet about it, but I think they'd be great. He does know that, I was born and raised in a Yankee state. He does know that. He does know that, my knowledge of the South is limited. That's why I'm going to start using all these books I have for research material. But the reason why he chose me was he was one of my clients for genealogy, and he and so many of his friends who are also my clients were so impressed with the amount of time I put into it for the research, for the quality of the research, that he felt that I would be the best person to try and pull off this broadcast. So it's only going to be twice a month for now. He's on a limited budget. So we'll see. So tomorrow, Saturday, 6 o'clock Eastern time, I'm going to throw some blurbs out there on the day. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it might fail. It might do well. I don't know. I hope not.
You never know. Try one.
I
wish you the best on your podcast. Remember, y'all go, and if you want to know anything about your heritage, your lineage, Look up Randy Rhodes, the genealogist, the road least traveled, and he'll hook you
And
up.
that there is the name of the show, a tentative name of the show. The genealogy show name is All Roads Lead to Home Genealogy. Spelled with my name, RHODES. The road least traveled is the name right now for the new broadcast. So we'll see what happens with that. That might change. So stay tuned for that. I'm looking to for my theme song for the for the countdown to start off the show. So today I'm going to be spending some time working on the show, and we'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, hey, people, Patriots, whoever you consider yourself, hey, it was wonderful time. Had a great time with Randy. Had a great time with y'all. Be safe. Peace and love. We're out. See you tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You won't want to miss it. Randy, thank you very much. Appreciate having you.
Thanks for having me. It's been great. No trolls today, so that's pretty cool.
I think we're up too early. I think we're up too early. But
Okay.
no, and I've eliminated. See, that's what happens when you get very familiar with the block button and you tend to like it a lot. I think that can make a world of difference with the chit chatter that goes on in the adult room. So I appreciate everybody's support. I keep appreciating everybody following and subscribing. Keep up. You're doing a great job. But until the meantime, in the meantime, in between time, we're out. Deuces.